Abel. I'm from the Chigang Reserve, and I went to school in St. Joseph's Residential School. I was there for 4 years, and now I've been living in Toronto for over 40 years, and I'm quite happy here.
I'm Christine. My spirit name is Wabshka Migongkwe. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. It's White Feather Woman. I was born and raised in Toronto. My mother attended residential school, and it's impacted my life in a number of ways. In one way that I think it's impacted me is my journey through the education system. As a teenager, I had a number of difficulties and challenges with finishing my high school education. And at the time, I didn't have any real clear idea that of what residential school meant to either myself or to my mother. And so when I did drop out of school, my mom wasn't necessarily adamant in me staying in school. And so as a result of that, I went to work. I think in one ways, because of her experience in residential school, it kind of dictated my my education path as well. So maybe had she had not had such had an experience like that in residential school, she would have been more likely to keep me in school when I was younger. Well, up until that point, I think I was pretty oblivious, for lack of a better word, about anything really culturally. I didn't have a sense of identity within the Aboriginal context. Definitely, I would have probably learned a lot more about myself as a First Nations person if that wasn't taken away from my mom from such an early age. And for a long time, I didn't understand why she wouldn't speak Anishinaabe to us. I didn't realize growing up what that really meant. And that was very difficult for me until I went back to school and I really understood.
I speak a little Ojibwe once in a while. Not very often, but it's hard because they've been brought up just speaking English, and I can't converse with them because they don't understand. But it is hard. Oh, maybe it's because too that when we went to the Spanish school, we were. Say, your Indianness was beaten out of you. You were ashamed to think you were a Anishinaabe.
First went to university. Up until that point, I wasn't really aware or really educated on what the residential school system meant to me as an Anishinaabe Kwe or to my family, and especially as someone whose parent went to residential school. And it wasn't until I went to university and I went to a few Aboriginal Studies courses that I really understood some of the impacts of residential school, and particularly how that affected my mother and her life course, as well as some of the things that I went through growing up. So that was really difficult, and it was really hard because, I can talk about it now, but at that time in my life, I hadn't really talked about it at all. I hadn't explored it within myself. I think during that time, I would talk to my mom a lot about that and talk to her about how I was feeling, and I would right after class, I would come over and I'd be like, boy, I bawled my eyes out today. And we would talk about that. And there was a dialogue there that we never had before. You know, she shared things with me that were, I know, painful for her and painful for me to hear.
I just wanted to mention something about the common experience. I wrote a letter, right, about my experience and what I went through. All this nonsense, the beating, constant strapping and put downs, and just made my self-confidence. I had to write that down for the lawyer, but when I left that office, I felt really good for once in a long time, because every time I used to think about what I went through at the school, I just couldn't talk or think about it. It just made me cry and cry. But now it's all gone. No more. I may not I'm still the same way, but I can think about it now and just, you know, get on with life.
But I didn't know she felt that way about, you know, feeling better afterwards. So, but to me, it was just a reminder of how, you know, it is difficult to reconcile. It is difficult to get over the past. You know, and we all have these different ways of dealing with the things that have happened, and we're all going through different stages of it. You know, now that she's kind of at this point, like I think I have to get there now, because it's still new for me. You know, it's only now in my life that I'm really connecting with the cultural and spiritual teachings. You know, I've seen an elder, I've received my spirit name, I attend ceremony. And I think that's given me a good center and balance within myself, and giving me a confidence and self-esteem to kind of know my place in the world and what I can do for myself and other people.
No, Mama, my mother, I love you. Mother, I honor you. Mama, my mother, I sing for you. Mama, this song is for you.